Hey, how's it going, guys? It's been about 2 years since I've checked out a Winnovo tablet. This is a Winnovo WinPad P20 that's available for around $110 on Amazon. Now, I do want to thank Winnovo for sending this out. This is a used unit, and one way to tell is that the sides have been broken off. So it's been opened. So I do have a used unit, but you're most likely going to get a new unit. But that's one way to tell if it's used or not. That it has 64 gigabytes of internal storage, along with the other specs here. Android 10 is it's getting a little old because there are other tablets now coming out now that have Android 11. A 13 megapixel rear camera, okay, that's decent. An Octa-Core processor and a 10.1 inch Full HD IPS screen, along with 3 gigs of RAM. In the box is the tablet itself. Underneath that should be a service card, a user guide, and a free warranty to activate for like 720 days. I wonder if they're going to cover all 2 years of it or not. And in this should be the micro USB or USB Type-C cable, and a USB wall outlet. And it does not have fast charging, unfortunately. If I zoom in here, it does not have fast charging. Even though this is only $100, it looks like Winnovo's trying to go with a more premium look and feel. This back is made of, like, I guess some type of metal, and it looks kind of nice overall. And it does have 64 gigs of internal storage, which is more than the norm, but you do have a micro SD card slot up here. Next to it is a 3.5mm headphone jack, power button, volume keys, and a USB Type-C port to recharge the tablet. On the bottom are the speakers, along with a 5-pin magnet, because they do sell a keyboard case separately. And then on the back is the camera, along with the flash underneath. The flash seems pretty small, and the camera's protruding. So the only concern with the protruding camera is that when you put it flat on a table, and sometimes if you accidentally drop it, the camera might be the first thing to get shattered. In case if you're wondering, yes, this does have face unlock. I'm going to skip that for now. The screen is what you'll see in many other tablets at this price point. Nice, not enough to use outside in sunlight, doesn't get bright enough, and it's not fully laminated, so there is an air gap between the screen and the touch point. There's not much bloatware in here either, and out of the box, there's about 55 gigabytes free. Now that's a lot, and that's really nice to see. I feel like this should be the standard for all tablets moving forward, because 32 gigs really isn't enough these days for too many people, I want to say. I went outside to take some pictures, and as you can expect, it's nothing special. I mean, 13 megapixels is really more of a gimmick. It just feels over-sharpened. Not saying it's horrible, it's a little better than other tablets at this price point. And the flash is just slightly better, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. And you do have to hold it still for a few seconds, otherwise it's going to come out shaky. Obviously, the front camera's not going to be much better. It's tolerable enough for a Skype call or video call. Doing basic stuff like watching videos, browsing the web, you won't notice any issues. Yes, you can do multitasking on here, like I have this YouTube video playing down here, and it does play at 1080p, but only for YouTube. Other players like Netflix does not work at 1080p. It's capped at 480p, and that's because this has a wideband security of L3. Performance seems like it's decent for basic tasks. Unfortunately, though, on the Geekbench score, it was pretty low. The multi-core score was just shy of 800, so that's pretty low, and the single-core score was around 150. So definitely some lower scores that I've seen here. Geekbench can't really specify which ARM Unisoc CPU this is, but the GPU is a PowerVRO GE8322. This is the same GPU we saw in that $40 smartphone that I tried out a little while back, or not a little while back, it's probably been about a week or two now. And performance was good on that. Not sure if it's going to be the same here, but let's see. First game I'm checking out here, I think it's called Shadow of Death. This is a free game, and it's a 2D game, but it kind of lags. It's a sick game though. Look at that lag. I can't believe it's lagging on a 2D game like this. That's unfortunate to see. It's not a good sign. We're off to a bad start here. I tried to restart this to see if it does the job, but no, this is pretty much unplayable. Also, one last thing is that the speakers that are on top or bottom, they sound pretty tinny. They're not that good. Taking a step back here with old school RuneScape, and this seems to work just fine. Next game here is Skullgirls, and it looks like it's not very smooth in frame rate. I can't really say exactly if this is playable or not. You can determine this for yourself. I don't think it is because of how slow it is. My gosh. I think just trying out those 3 games were more than enough to tell us where this stands, and it's good enough for very light gaming and just basic tasks in general. Most of these tablets do go around that are around this price. They do have the similar performance, similar specs. Obviously not as much storage. It's normally 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and with performance it is a little better, and it does cost a little more. I'm talking like maybe for $10, $20 more. Sometimes it's a lot more, like $50. But still, I don't know exactly where I can put this as a recommendation because it really doesn't have anything that makes it stand out. Sure, it's $110, so I guess there's that. But at the same time, right now, if you're willing to, I'd recommend checking out the Fire HD10. Yes, I know it's a Fire tablet, but it's really just Fire OS on top of Android, because it basically performs and functions as an Android tablet. It's going for $100 right now, and it has Wi-Fi security L1, which means you can watch videos at full HD 1080p. I want to see the brightness is higher on this than this. Speakers are really good too, and performance is actually pretty decent. I have a video on this that I made. I'll have like an annotation or card up here, and let me know what you guys think. Would you pick this up, and for what reason? I'll have a link for this too down below if anyone wants to pick it up, but I just, like I said, I can't really find a reason to recommend this tablet. It's a very basic tablet, unless if you can find it for a cheaper price, I guess. There's that. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.